Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Geographic. You can see the stainless steel traveler's watch and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of this screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Geographic. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this watch manages to pack a ton of complication and information into a package that's compact and suited to a broad range of wrists. Now you can see the watch is 38 millimeters across the round of the case. That's not inclusive of the world time chaptering adjustment crown at 10 o'clock and the winding and setting crown at 3 o'clock. The watch is compact. At only 10.5 millimeters thick, you can see with the generously sloped conical bezel, it easily slides underneath a tight formal sleeve or cuff. And from lug to lug, 46 millimeters across the wrist means that this watch can be worn quite easily with security and a good sense of proportion on a wrist as small, in my estimation, of 13.5 centimeters in circumference. Now you can also see that the watch is very traditional in its case lines, although it does have semi-conforming curved spring bars for sort of handsome consonance between the components. It does have the ability to pull the strap straight down with no constraint. Again, good for small wrists. There's a gloss rectangular scale monotone stitch, lightly bolstered alligator leather strap, traditional for a formal timepiece, with beautiful folded edges and a calf underlay for souplesse against the skin. This is Jaeger-LeCoultre's second generation steel folding buckle, very secure when buckled down, and also because of the way the buckle itself is shaped, looks very much like a traditional pin buckle when it is completely folded and clipped. Now the watch is all of high polish and beautiful. You can see the sensuous lugs, they have strong character by virtue of their visual mass, but they aren't hardened by creases. It's a very fluid case. It has a beautiful high polish reflectivity to it, almost like liquid metal drawn out. There is a harder edge to the bezel, and it has a more strident, severe, and masculine conical form that contrasts with the rounded forms of the case band and the lugs. Moving inboard, you can see that all of the indices, as well as the JL logo at 12 o'clock, are applied by hand, and there is a dished minutes and seconds chapter ring outboard of the center dial that creates a tremendous slope, visually unifying the edge of the bezel to the base of the dial. Again, it's like a little amphitheater on your wrist. The detail and the depth is excellent. There are 3 separate registers. One is the radial date, which is adjusted using a dimple corrector on the case flank. The other is the power reserve, which is tracing a power reserve of approximately 42 hours, so you can wind the watch, and with a relatively small power reserve, you get the instant gratification of watching the hand move on the IRM. And then there is a pièce de résistance, the reason for being, the highlight of the entire model, the combination of the second time zone dial with AM/PM distinction at 9 o'clock and the world time chaptering. So I'm in Miami, my local time zone is US East Coast, that's the same as New York. Let's say I want to travel a bit. Let's say I want to travel to some place where it's still early in the morning, very early in the morning. How about Auckland? Well, you can see now, not only has the watch done the math for me, as each of the 24 principal time zones is represented on the chapter ring, but it also gives me distinction between the light and the dark, and essentially what period of the day I'm dealing with when calling far-flung friends, family, and business connections. I know not to give them that 5 a.m. wake-up call, and that's the beauty of the Geographic. Now the watch features the classical rose gold master control seal on the back. This seal attesting to the watch's successful completion of JLC's pioneering in-house chronometry test, which is a test of a complete cased-up watch, not just a bare movement like the COSC chronometer battery. Now the watch features a caliber 929, 36 jewels, 293 parts, dual time, power reserve, radial date, bidirectional automatic winding. You're never going to feel it wobble on the wrist, and the slim profile of this complicated movement is the reason why this watch, despite complexity, remains so slim. Now for precise time setting, it does feature hacking seconds, so you can Stop the seconds hand, halt the balance, and synchronize to a reference time, and there is the smallest sliver of luminescence on the minute and hour hands. That's pretty much the watch in a nutshell. Handsome, old school, in my opinion, far more elegant than the watch that succeeded it, the 2006 Master Geographic, and far more handsome than the somewhat bizarre watch that launched the line in 1989. In many ways, this reference, this generation of the Master Geographic, a signature JLC complication, was the one that got it just right. You can see it and buy it on our website.